Greg Powers, Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Matt, 9 out of 10 down in 11-man football here at AT&T Stadium at the UIL State Championships in 2024. You're the Texas high school football insider. You're the man that everybody comes to for the breakdowns of these games. Austin Vandegrift just knocked off Southlake Carroll 24-17. There's some wildness that was happening here towards the end of the game, but like every point mattered for Southlake down the stretch, and Vandegrift kind of found a way to keep them out of the end zone, and everything went right at the end.
You know, for years and years and years, Austin Vandegrift's been known as more of an offensive team. A lot of high-flying offenses have come through Drew Sanders' ball club. This state championship, their first in school history, was done with defense. That defense led by Deshaun Morgan, the Arizona State commit, linebacker C.J. Mooring, linebacker Scott Buchanan. They were the difference tonight. They held a really explosive Carroll passing game in check. They were able to keep they basically made Carroll's running game non-existent.
Right.
And that was the key in this win. 24-17 win for the Vipers, and I thought the defense was the story of this game.
Man, whenever this playoff run started for Austin Vandegrift, they weren't favored coming in, not even in their region.
Sure.
How did they make this happen? You know, how did this build into a state championship team throughout the course of the season?
You know, Vandegrift's an interesting story. They were loaded last year. Everybody thought they were going to make a deep run after being the state runner-up in 2022. They get put in Division I after going 10-0 and losing the first round of playoffs to Lake Travis. They lose a great senior class, and most people think it's going to be a rebuilding year. Drew Sanders and that coaching staff deserve a lot of credit developing this team. They had kind of a mystifying loss in non-district to 5A Cedar Park. They continued to get better as the year went on. They were playing their best football at the right time. They kind of started to peak in that third-round win over Cibolo Steel, kept it going, knocked off a really good Summer Creek ball club last week, and then today knock off an undefeated Southlake Carroll ball club in the Metroplex to get the state championship.
On the other sideline, Southlake Carroll, I wasn't predicting them to get to the title game this year. This was an overachievement. Riley Dodge has had a tremendous team, did a great coaching job this year. Brock Boyd is a baller. TCU's getting a good one. He's 2026 wide receiver, 6'1", 170 pounds, committed to TCU. He has the it factor.
Absolutely. The job that Riley Dodge and his Carroll staff did, battling through some key injuries, especially at the running back position, taking a wide receiver, moving him to running back in the playoffs.
Right.
They had some close calls in the playoffs against Friendship, against Hebron, against Denton Geyer, against Longview. They found ways to win. I just think the magic kind of ran out tonight. They just ran into a better ball club. Carroll, I think, deserves a lot of credit. And Dragon fans, don't worry.
No.
You've got a ton back next year. I think you have a chance to be rated as the #1 team in preseason. We'll get to that later on in the offseason, but I think Southlake Carroll, looking at what they return, should be a team to keep an eye on as possibly the #1 team in the state in the preseason.
I'm going to double down on that because there are a lot of players that are juniors that will be seniors that I like coming onto this team next year. Angelo Renda, the quarterback, is going to be a year older. And up front on the offensive line, Luke Wilson and Tristan Derry, those guys are both really, really talented guys. So, I mean, the offense at least is loaded for bear next year.
Yeah, and they'll get running back Baylor commit Davis Penn back at running back, so they're going to be around. But, hey, Austin Vandegrift's going to be around too. Miles Tedecki, the quarterback, he's just a junior. He'll be back.
Crafty lefty.
Mooring's coming back at linebacker. They lose Deshaun Morgan, but they bring a lot of playmakers back as well. Vandegrift could be a team ranked quite high as a
Go ahead and give a shout out to your boy though. He's just a sophomore.
Oh yeah, Gavin Custer. Yeah, or Coaster.
Yeah.
Gavin, if it's Coaster or Custer, we're sorry. But number 13 for Vandegrift,
Baller.
a sophomore. He's a fast dude. Didn't have the best game tonight, but he's got that experience. He was huge in their semifinal win over Summer Creek. Just another weapon for Vandegrift as they look to go repeat in 2025.
All right, I'm going to stump you with this last one to put a bow on this breakdown, all right? You have, in our minds, probably Texas high school football fans as well, the powers in that area in Central Texas have traditionally been Austin, Westlake, and Lake Travis.
Sure.
Where do we put Austin Vandegrift now in that hierarchy?
Right now, they're right there with them. I'd say they're number 3 because they haven't beaten Westlake or Lake Travis on the field yet. Love to see that game scheduled in non-district against either one. Vandegrift did play Lake Travis in the playoffs last year and lost, so I think right now they're still number 3, even though they have the state title. Let's Coach Sanders, Coach Carter,
let's see it.
Coach Salazar, let's line that up in non-district in 2026. Let's make it happen.
For Matt Stepp, I'm Greg Powers. Keep it locked right here on Dave Campbell's Texas Football, TexasFootball.com for all your coverage of the UIL State Championship games.